You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
What just happened? It automatically muted me and didn't take me out. I had a hype intro going, but let me rewind, restart. Welcome everybody to the 10 count on another fine ass Wednesday instead of a Thursday, because tomorrow, did you hear? Justin, who's coming?
The Righteous. You dig?
The Righteous are coming to the 10 count podcast. Tomorrow we are not live. We will be recording. It will be first heard to the bodyslam.net Patreon subscribers. It will be exclusive for a bit before that gets released. I mean, this is going to be an explosive interview. I can't wait. I'm excited. Justin's got, I don't know, magic powers, strings or something to get these boys on the podcast. I'm pumped up. He's pumped up. I am so thrilled for this to be happening. I think this is an awesome time to have them on the pod. You know, we see it on X right now. A lot of people, a lot of our fans, and a lot of their fans are kind of pumped up to hear what they got to say on the 10 count pod, and we're raring to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. We were just talking about, well, before sidetrack, Zach says happy National TV Dinner Day.
Happy National TV Dinner Day.
Ty was looking for something. He had nothing going. So, Zach, you got him again.
I had no TV dinners in that freezer today. I wish, because I looked it up and I was shit out of luck.
But back to the Righteous. It's been a long time coming. We were given the okay. We were able to schedule this interview in a tight window of frame, if we're being honest. So obviously we usually record on Thursdays. It was the only time we can all make it work. So we're here right now live. But yeah, the Righteous. And then we have an interview next week. Should we? Let's say it.
Tell the people.
So if you are a fan of the show, you know that we had Ricky Otazu on, we had Bear Bronson on, and both of those men had mentioned a certain name. And we will have Matt Tremont on the show next week. Obviously, it'll be live to the Bodyslam Patreon subscribers first, and then it'll be live a few days after that. But yeah, so we have the Righteous tomorrow, and then we have Matt freaking Tremont next week. Dude, I cannot wait for tomorrow. Like the workday is gonna go pass by so slow tomorrow. Just racing to get home for this interview tomorrow, and then next week, dude, the same thing. As you know, we have a shared note, and you see me typing away, like just prepping for this interview tomorrow. Like it's my actual like day job. Like that's how well I want this interview to go tomorrow, next week, and we'll also have the Mass J tomorrow. So there's the Mass J has said that he will make an appearance tomorrow night for the interview with the Righteous. So we'll see what he's got to say as well.
Yeah, I'm pumped up. But real big news in the wrestling world, AJ frickin' Lee made her debut in Chicago, Illinois. Friday Night SmackDown. The place exploded. I think if I was there, my tinnitus would have just gave up in my ears and I just would have went deaf. It was insane, the reaction that she got. And I think we're all super, super excited. I mean, she looks awesome. I love the tweets with Roxanne Perez, who's fangirling out like a mother effer. She looks enamored to have AJ Lee in the backstage area and around, Raw and SmackDown at this point. And the cool thing is she said it. I'll say two cool things. One, she got therapy to be chanted through the crowd, which props to her, like awesome. Second, I mean, she said it best. For the, why you see these millennials crying and you don't know who I am, I'm your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. And that was just a cold, hard bar line, and I loved it so much.
Yeah, her whole debut promo on Raw was just superb. It was her being her. She brought up a lot of stuff. I love that she, like you said, we got therapy being chanted. That's a big thing for me. I know I just don't want to speak for you, but it's a huge thing for me. Therapy. If you need help, get help. Someone's always there to listen. So the fact that she got that to be chanted, and then you had Becky kind of play at it, like let's be real. The debut or the return of AJ Lee was phenomenal, but Becky has also been a amazing part in this whole story, because then she brought up therapy, and then they all started chanting it again, and it was just kind of like a feel good, I don't know, just surreal moment. And I still can't believe she's back. I know you and I spoke off air, and I texted you. I was like, where's SmackDown? And then I didn't even catch the Tremendez. I did not even hear him say Tremendez, and everyone else caught it. And CM Punk knew the whole time, man. He was just playing with us.
Dude, I didn't want to believe it. I just didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't want to get my hopes up, because a lot of times we get our hopes up and it's like a wrestler you were like, oh shit, we could have expected that. But the moment I kind of knew on SmackDown when she was coming back was when he's like, I can get the Eradicator, I can get Bailey, and I'm like, oh, we all know who's coming now. It's obvious.
Well, everyone knows the Chicago crowd is phenomenal. I mean, the Chicago crowd booed Sami Zayn for interrupting John Cena. We can get into that a little bit too. But you could hear the crowd when he mentioned Rhea last. The crowd cheered, but it was like a oh shit, like we like Rhea, we can't boo her, but like if that's who it is, we are not gonna be happy. Because everyone was there for AJ Lee, and then once the music hit, dude, chills, like beyond chills on my body. Randy, howdy on Facebook. How are you, brother? Yeah, just the absolute chills. Couldn't believe it was happening. And then just her just taking it in for a second up at the main, the top of the entrance, and then just skipping her way down. It was like she didn't even skip a beat, bro. She looks phenomenal.
Tremendous, yeah.
Oh, she looks tremendous. Yes. But oh my god, dude, what a moment. And we'll get into WrestlePalooza, but oh man, awesome.
I'm very happy for her, because I feel like her and Punk had similar way outs. And, I spoke about this, and I don't want to, I always say this. I always kind of like shit a little bit on Nikki Bella because of what's happening. And I feel like a lot of people, I saw a lot of like, just like hardcore stone AEW fans, like talking crap about who gives a shit about AJ Lee. But let's talk about why we give a shit about AJ Lee. I mean, to me, she was the one that kind of pushed this Divas Revolution or Women's Revolution forward. I mean, you talk about the tweet she sent to Stephanie McMahon, because she was the outcast. She didn't want to be a diva in a Divas era. She wanted to be, a superstar, and she was. She stood out because of that, and she was an amazing champion, an amazing character because of what she did. And to me, I brought this up a few weeks ago and last week too. Like, we had Io Sky like thanking Nikki for all she did, but this is the woman that needs to be praised. AJ Lee, she is the person that needs to be praised for what's happening right now in women's wrestling. Because without her, without that tweet, without her movement, without her being an outcast of the Divas, the Divas era, we don't get what we have today. No way.
Yeah, you just hit it directly on the head. The tweet that started it all. I think I don't know exactly what the hashtag, but I think it was like give the women a chance or something.
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure that night too, it was like, I think Natalya got like a 90-second match or something. And that was the only representation the woman had on the Raw card that night. And now you look at Raw, they're covering the card. They're absolutely covering the card, and rightfully so, because they are smashing the men out of the park right now.
I mean, NXT last night ended with the women. NXT main event was a 6-woman tag, and then obviously we had some a homecoming. We had a reunion of sorts of former NXT women's champions. But yeah, man, it all truly started with AJ Lee and that tweet, and the rest is history, man. You see the photos, you mentioned you have the photo of Lyra and like all these now WWE superstars, the photos that they had growing up. It's like Punk and what was that? Punk and MJF Remember, like during that rivalry, they showed that. Like, it's so cool, and to see the longevity of certain wrestlers to the point where they're taking these photos and then 10, 15 years later, you can bring that back. That's a big thing. That's tremendous. It's awesome.
I also love that she came out with an Intercontinental Championship around her waist. For a second, I had like a heart attack. I'm like, what did I miss? I was like, was there a pay-per-view last night? Did they throw them right into a match? I like crap myself, but then I realized, oh no, she left the belt in the ring on SmackDown. I'm sorry, go.
I'm sorry, but to which you bring up a great point. Like her walking out with the Intercontinental Championship, she got the title over in the process. I feel like that title is now bigger than the women's world heavyweight champion, you know, than the women's championship. Just because now we have Becky and AJ talking about the women's Intercontinental Championship, it's like, holy shit, like I'm more invested in that title now than I am with Seth and his goddamn world heavyweight championship. I just everything is like on point right now. I can get into the whole Becky and Seth thing and how I feel about that, because I feel like Seth is regretting already bringing Becky in. Like you could just see that, like now Becky is just bringing her issues into it with Seth, and Seth is like, even like at the end of Raw, like, hold my championship, I'll take care of it. It's like, just, all right, what did you get me into now? And now we have this tag team match, and Seth was just sick of it. He's like, all right, fine, you got a tag team match. And then Becky's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I don't want that match. It's just everything is playing out perfectly, and I love every second of it.
Part of me wants it to be like for both championships, which I know it's not, because I think they do want Punk and AJ to go over. I think Becky might eat this pin. I mean, even Seth might eat the pin. Who knows? I think they're going to give AJ the win on her debut match back in WWE. And I think Punk needs a win too, especially in the main event scene. So I think that's why it wouldn't be, you know, for the championships. But how cool would it be? Winner takes all, you know, Punk and AJ Lee could possibly be the world and Intercontinental champions. Like, that would have been a sick booking right there. I know it's not going to happen. I know the route they want to take. Seth, I think they have long-term plans for Seth to probably lose at WrestleMania to Punk or to maybe Roman. But a man could dream, right?
I mean, you look at the card, dude. You already got Tony Khan to move off the time slot. Now Tony's putting on All Out in the afternoon. You don't have to do any more damage. It's like that Simpsons gif, like, stop, he's already dead, in a way. Like, it benefits us because now we get to watch both shows without having to bounce back and forth or split the screens. But I mean, we'll get into the card that they're already producing, and it's WrestleMania-esque. It's incredible.
It really is. I mean, John Cena and Brock Lesnar is happening. I kind of want to rewind a little bit to SmackDown. Like you said, Sami Zayn versus John Cena. This is the stuff they should have been doing with Cena from day one. Paying homages to wrestlers. Cena literally pulling out everything in everyone else's arsenals during his matches. You know, having awesome matches with Sami. Like, I knew Brock was going to come out because Sami wasn't losing that U.S. title. He wasn't. John Cena was going to be the U.S. champion, ending his career, because I think he's going to probably win out at this point for the rest of his retirement tour. But this is the stuff I'm loving with Cena. This is the stuff they should have started with. And it frustrates me because they played, and I said this literally right when this first started, they're making him seem like this underdog and, I'll try again next week and see what I can do, when this is fucking John Cena. It's the GOAT. Like, you're telling him everyone needs the GOAT, but what we're getting is a shell of a GOAT. And this is the stuff I've wanted the whole time. Even in his promos, I feel like they were holding him back a little bit. And now with the stuff with Logan Paul, you know, with Sammy, with Brock Lesnar coming out, when they finally had the rematch with Cody, like, this is the stuff I was very excited to see for John Cena's retirement tour. So props for the turnaround. I'm very happy. I love it. I was a big hater in the first half of the year. They completely switched my opinion now. I can't wait to see what John Cena does next. I want to see him now more. I can't wait to see him. It sucks that was his last SmackDown. I think he has one or two more Raws, and I think it's just PLEs at that point. It's kind of a shame because we're not going to get those promos that we've been getting lately if he's not on Raw or SmackDown. But I hope they do him right for this last tiny leg we have left of him.
Yeah, to your point, I feel like the heel turn, there was more to that. Obviously, there was a fallout with Travis Scott, and then who knows what the hell was going on with The Rock. So it kind of got messy. We all know it. We all saw it. Hopefully, we'll see what actually happened on the next season of Unreal. But it got ugly because all of a sudden it was confusing and it didn't make sense. There was no true payoff to John Cena being a heel, except I guess we all wanted to see Cena be a heel for the past 20 years. So the fact that we got it was cool, but you're right. Like right now, the past 2 months, ever since SummerSlam, Cena has just been on another level. He's back to prime Cena. Every match that he's going out on SmackDown with Sami Zayn and putting on a banger. He's going out here and there and just giving it his all. I love the paying homage to every single superstar. I said it on Twitter. I love because now not only am I enjoying a John Cena match, but I'm looking for the spots that all right, this is the planned spot for this person and this person and this person. So you're right. It's kind of crazy that there's only 7 dates left before it's all said and done. And one will be at MSG, November 17th, on Raw. Maybe I'll be able to go. I don't know. It's a hefty price to pay. But yeah, it's really picking up steam. And now it's kind of like you're finally there. You're finally on board. And now it's like, all right, your ride's over. Like it's kind of like it's a tease in a way, because this is, like you said, what we've wanted the whole time. And now it's just going to be, all right, this is it. Done.
It's kind of going to be like King Ka, rest in peace. But you get blasted off, you get really high, you can see the whole park, and you come back down, you're like, huh, that was it, right?
That was it.
It was fun. But yeah, I think we're going to get something special. I hope. I'm not going to plead out there, but to end John Cena's retirement year, I think we're going to get something really special. If they're pulling out all the stops now, I can only imagine what they're going to do for his last day, his last match. And I hope that John Cena's happy at the end of it, because he deserves it. I mean, the man carried this company for so long on his back. And did I hate him for the most of it? Yeah, but I will never deny that man carried that company. You know, he was the workhorse, doing all the Make-A-Wishes, on the road, day in, day out, every day in the office, in the building, working out. Like, that man truly defined, what a professional wrestler's should be doing, a life's like. That's why Cody's trying to replicate that, right? Cody wants to follow that montage, because that shows you bleed the company. You'll do what you need to. And to me, I respect that so much more than people that just hey, I wrestled SummerSlam. See you in 2 months. Peace.
Yeah, I mean, are you taking a dig at Roman there?
Never. I never take digs at Roman.
Yeah. I mean, even with, obviously, Roman and Cody are both filming Street Fighter, but you're right, with the ending to Cena, I think it is going to be special, and it's got to lead into something. It can't just be, here's the opponent, done, no storyline building up to it. So for that reason, I do feel like, once we know it's not official yet, but it's leaning towards Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes at WrestlePalooza. I do think Drew will lose again to Cody. He'll go off the deep end again, but then I think he'll go after Cena. And I do think the last match, this is what I want, is Cena, Drew McIntyre in Washington, D.C. for a Saturday Night Main Event. And I hope your boy shows up. I hope there's some sort of intertwining connection with McIntyre and The Rock. I hope that will end up pulling all that back together, because then Cena's off TV and you kind of piece the whole heel turn, because then The Rock can just come out for maybe even 5 minutes and say, I gave you an opportunity and you went back to the crowd like a bum, or something like that. That's all you need. And then he just says, Drew McIntyre, you're my guy. Now Drew knows, we all know that Drew has the final boss's back and vice versa. And now you can start building up that new heel Drew McIntyre.
I would love it. I think that's the
Yeah.
perfect way. And I think Cena can lose that match too, because then it really will help propel Drew McIntyre, who doesn't really need the propelling, but at the same time, he's been at the losing side of all his feuds and all his main matches that he's been having. So I would love that. I think that would then set Drew forward to win the WWE Championship, and especially maybe from Cody. I think that'd be an awesome moment, especially if The Rock is also involved too. I mean, we saw it. The Rock gave Drew, was it the sword? I forget what it was.
Yeah.
So we know Drew is a Rock guy, not a Paul Heyman guy, but a Rock guy. And I think that could do wonders for Drew McIntyre and keep him on top of the mountain for quite some time.
I mean, Project Rock or whatever the Rock's Under Armour. Drew McIntyre's the guy, man. It makes sense. It makes sense, and we've said, like, thank God Fogg isn't here right now, because he would also be saying the same thing. But Drew McIntyre is in that spot where he's in the main event scene, but he doesn't hurt taking a loss. So Drew can cut promos like a maniac. He can put on these great matches, but when he does eventually lose that main event, he's not hurting. So he's got to get out of that spot. And I think the perfect way and the perfect payoff for that would be the last match. Cena, I mean, I don't see Cena winning his last match no matter what. I think he goes out on his back.
Yeah.
And then he'll get a round of applause afterwards. It's now on Peacock. It's not on NBC, so they can let it play out a little bit. But I think Cena 1000% goes out on his back. I don't think he wins his final match. And I'm hoping it's to Drew McIntyre. And like I said, we get The Rock, and then you got Drew and The Rock. You know that they're in a partnership together. And now we go get that world title for Drew.
I do want to go into a little bit of Nikki Bella. I know I kind of talk trash on her a bit, but she takes the loss right this week on Raw, which to me, it's weird, right? They're booking her to lose. And to me, it makes sense because it shows that she's not fitting in with this era. And this is how I'm taking it. Okay. I feel like she's not fitting in with this era, so she's losing these matches. I would love if she went full heel turn. I think, especially after the crowd kind of, didn't favor her in her match and still haven't favored her in her matches, I think it can really do wonders. I mean, look at Becky got cheered and she got booed out the building. So I feel like if she went a heel route and then progress forward, I think chef's kiss. I would love to see that trigger get pulled.
I wouldn't mind it. I truthfully would not mind it. Maybe we can get Brie somewhere, but I feel like Brie was always a face. Like, I can't take Brie as a heel, but like if you can get Brie involved and then they sort of do something heelish, but you're right. It's just, it's not working right now. And I'm worried about her doing it on her own because, I mean, she's done it before, but now she's got to jump back into that heel persona, which she hasn't done in years. I mean, I feel like it's easier to be a face than it is to be a heel, but other, superstars will argue against that. Like, I know Becky, just as just someone off the top of my head, she said that, like, oh, I love being a heel because you can just go out and just talk shit to the crowd. But I just don't think it would be believable for Nikki to do that right now. So I think the best thing to do is somehow figure out Brie, get Brie back in there and get both Bellas now and start going from there.
I don't know, because I feel like it could be organic, because if they keep putting her in matches with beloved superstars, and I would even say Becky's that beloved right now because she is getting some decent heat, I feel like it can organically change her trajectory. Like, I can't compare with these women fairly in this era. Let me get underhanded. Let me pull out these tactics. Maybe, like you said, bring Brie back to slide in the ring and do a nice pinfall and switch with her. But I think she could do it alone. I think that since the crowd's reacting how they are, it might be an easy pull. I see, like Dominic, right? When he first, came on the scene with his dad, no one liked him. Dude got booed the hell out. And look what we got. We got the Dominic Mysterio we have in this point in time. And not to say that Nikki Bella will reach those heights, but I think they can kind of maybe replicate that magic a little bit if they organically push her in that direction. That's just my opinion.
I just don't know. Like with Dom, it's like that process for Dom spans years. I don't think we have years with Nikki Bella anymore. I think it's like I don't know how long this new contract is. She said that she wants to do things that she like that she's super excited for. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But I don't think it's going to take the natural progression that Dom did, just because I don't think we have that time. I think this is like, I think we're the Bellas and just Nikki, should I say, or maybe the Bellas in general. Like, I think they're off WWE TV by WrestleMania. Okay. Like, I think WrestleMania, and then maybe I don't know. I just feel like it's not going to be that long of a run here that we got with them.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Jay, Mr. Jey Uso. He's sounding a lot like Roman. We got Jimmy back, but I think we're seeing a parallel here. I know I saw something online recently referring back to Roman speaking to Jay back in the Tribal Chief days, where he said, "You won't know why I'm doing this until you become world champion." And look at him now. Former world champion. He knows. He's got that champion's ambition. His brother doesn't have that yet. He wants his championship back. He's looking out for his family. He's sounding like the OTC. I would love if they are actually pushing towards that route, to have Jay kind of move away from the Yeet and kind of become that up and coming possible new OTC. Well, Tribal Chief wouldn't be OTC. Obviously, Roman's OTC because he's the only Tribal Chief. But to maybe progress him towards becoming Tribal Chief. You know, he had no problem backing Roman. He had his back through thick and thin. He came out and tried to save him and protect him. And I would love to see a passing of the guard, because we saw some great matches between Roman and Jay. And I would love to see a moment in time where Jay wins and that torch gets passed. Because, you know, say what you want, Jimmy is a lot better on the mic than Jay. He is. Watch the two of them on that promo on Monday. Jimmy Uso is stellar on the microphone. I could listen to that man talk forever. But you can't diminish what Jay's done. Even if it's, you know, not a man of many words and it's the Yeet, he brought a presence to the WWE universe that not many people can replicate. When you have an entire stadium of people yeeting and dancing to your music, yeah, you can say it's gimmicky, but that's his stuff. He's the one getting over. He's the one you're cheering. He's the one you're emoting with. Like, he did that. He became world champion off doing this stuff. And I give him props even from watching him on a reel. People doubted him. The higher ups doubted him. And they said, can you handle this? He's like, you know, you're gassed out by the time you get to the ring. Can you change this? And he did. I give a lot of props to Jay. I think that people kind of hate on him because of the way he got over and his gimmick. But to me, he's printing cash. Mm-hmm. All the kids love him. Even the adults love him. Find me two people that isn't eaten in that stadium or in that arena when he comes out. It's insane, the aura that he brings when he comes out. And I think he's very talented in the ring. And it's a shame because you go back to Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania, and that was a freaking shitfest, which you'd think the two of them, with the chemistry they had growing up, they would have killed it. But regardless, like, I think they both have a good trajectory forward. I'm very happy we have the Usos back together, but I would love to see them then part ways again, because I would want to see a Jay where he is kind of going heelish and kind of trying to build himself as the next Tribal Chief.
Yeah, that segment on Raw really told me two things. It told me that Jay is polarizing because, like you said, you can come out, you can have the whole arena yeeting, and then you do something to LA Knight, and now you have the whole crowd booing you. So that means to me that, yeah, sure, the crowd loves the gimmick. The crowd, like you said, loves to yeet. Once that music hits, yeet, you know, yeet. But if you do something wrong to another fan favorite, they don't mind turning on you, which is good, I think, in my opinion, for Jay, because now Jay can kind of tween. He can tween for a bit with Jimmy and him and Jimmy. The other thing that came out of that, I'm going to kind of go in a different direction here, is LA Knight. The fact that we've both mentioned it. The fact that he's still so over after constantly not getting the big one is impressive in itself. The fact that the crowd decided to boo Jay attacking LA Knight in favor of LA Knight just shows the backing that he has. And that backing is not going to go away anytime too soon. So you got to put a title on LA Knight again. I mean, that's what it comes to me. LA Knight needs a title on him. Jay, I mean, it's polarizing. Like I said, the crowd can turn on him in an instant. That's what it seems to me. Like, all right, yeah, eating school, but if you screw up, we're done with you. And I think that's the way it might end up being.
Which I would love that. I think that's the way it should go. And it's organic too. Now it's my vocabulary again today. Organic. I always find a word and I just keep repeating it in these podcasts. But to me, in this era right now, it's so hard because there's so many guys that deserve the limelight, that deserve the main championships. But when you have people like Cody and you have people like Seth and you have people like CM Punk and you have people like Drew, those to me are the people that are on the top level. And not to say LA Knight's not there. He's damn close, but those names do outshine his name. Same with Jay, right? The reason why Jay's not world heavyweight champion right now, Seth freaking Rollins. And I'm afraid that there's going to become a point where it's going to be Braun Breaker instead that oversteps these people. CM Punk, I can definitely see him coming back and becoming champion. Even Roman Reigns. So it's really tough for a lot of these top guys because there's so much competition right now. And that main event scene is so squashed that it's going to be really tough to really fit some of these guys in that really deserve to be world champion, but they're competing against the upper echelon right now.
No, you're right. But you bring up organic, and before I lose the thought, I want to discuss AJ Styles. I want your thought on AJ Styles with his commercial break promo. So if you're in the States and you don't have VPN, you're not seeing it. They eventually put it on the YouTube channel, but there's been a lot of speculation about AJ Styles and his contract. It's been out there, whether, prior to signing this most recent one, he fielded offers and he was trying to gather who was interested in him. And it got out there. They're saying that his contract expires close to Mania, I believe, or the Royal Rumble, whichever. But now I feel they're running with it. You have this promo that only the international crowd saw on Netflix, and he said that someone doesn't want me here. I don't have any friends anymore. They're all gone. He name dropped Gallows, Anderson, Mishin's on SmackDown. They're putting me in a spot to fail. How do you feel about it? It seems like it's now that they put it on YouTube, it does seem like they're just it's a new kayfabe. You don't know what to believe, what he's getting off his chest, and what's actually storyline. And then he goes out and beats El Grande Americano. Where do you see this going with AJ Styles?
I don't know. I saw a fan prediction, which would be pretty cool, but I don't think it's going to happen, that they could bring in Paul Heyman for this. And that he was the one that wanted to get rid of Anderson and Gallows, and that's why they're gone. When he was on Raw, apparently him and Heyman had butt heads, and he didn't feel like Heyman was trying to promote him right. So that's a fan prediction that maybe sounds right, but I don't know. To me, I feel like, and this is just me hoping and praying for it, but it kind of brings me back to Karrion Kross, which I know is going to be a long shot, but he and AJ had a stink where he was trying to bring AJ back to his roots. And, you can argue that his Karrion's gimmick was, trying to bring the people to the light, to their real self. And I feel like in this instance, maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I feel like they're kind of trying to bring that magic a little bit back to kind of tease some things. So I could see it being Karrion pulling the strings. Like I said, this is a long shot. I don't fully think this is happening, but this is what I first thought of when I thought of this. I'm like, could this be like a tease for Karrion to come back? Is this a tease for like Karrion Kross's influence on people that he kind of preyed on in the past? But that's where I kind of saw it going, but I could 100% be wrong.
I would love that. Obviously, you know that. Even just to quickly talk about Karrion, you have the Street Profits teasing a breakup again, and everyone on the internet's like, Karrion Kross is right. Karrion Kross is right. And it's still, Karrion Kross isn't even with the damn company anymore, and he's still having this lasting effect because of all these people that he's come encounter with. It's insane. But you know, hopefully we still holding out hope. Maybe in a few months we'll see Killer Kross. I think it'll be Killer. Hopefully we'll see Killer Kross back on some WWE programming, but that'd be really cool. I don't know if they're going that way. I love the thought process that you got going on, but I do think it's just them with this new kayfabe. All right, they know about your contract. They know that people are unhappy with your booking. Let's just feed into it. Yeah. I hope we get at least one more AJ Styles. I don't know if I'd go on the limb and say world champion, but he definitely, by the time his contract's up, I want to see him holding another WWE championship.
I agree, because I miss the days where SmackDown Live was the house that AJ Styles built. I miss when he was WWE champion, feuding with John Cena. He just fit the mold so easily, so quickly. Vince freaking loved him. I feel like Vince was like, shit, I should have had this guy on this roster 10 years ago. But AJ Styles as champion is always entertaining, is always fun. Like, he can mold himself so quickly to be a face, to be a heel, to change his character a little bit. And he performs so well at his age too. I mean, I feel like he's never lost a step. So I agree. I hope he does get at least one last ride. I was hoping it was for the Intercontinental Championship. I kind of thought if they're going to go the route of Dominic Mysterio, you know, being the AAA Mega Champion, that maybe they could have him drop the title, but who knows? We might have a Dirty Dom double champion. I think it's this weekend, right?
Yeah, we're not even doing a preview, but or a prediction. But I was just about to bring that up. So obviously, before this last promo, we all expected, all right, this AJ and Dom thing's not over. If Dom is gonna lose that singles match to Vikingo, it'll be to the effects of AJ helping. Now that we're kind of running with this, I'm kind of hoping that they just squash that. Like, all right, AJ is now going on to this. We're off Dom. It is what it is. Let Dom become champ, and let's roll with that, because I will not be happy if Worlds Collide ends with Dom losing because AJ again, because we saw it already. We already saw it, and you just got to move past. AJ had his chance. They didn't put the title on him. We just got to move forward now. So I'm hoping with that promo that he just cut, we're moving past Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, I hope so too. And I just want to see Dominic run amok with 2 championships. And I love how he's kind of like distancing a little bit from the Judgment Day slowly. Like, he's just off doing his own thing. He's got his own little friends that are helping him in the AAA world. And I like it, because you can see that, you know, Finn and JD are kind of like now picking up on it. They're like, yo, what the hell? And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got it handled. Don't worry about it. It's all your fault. You had that happen. You got kicked out. I lost because of that. I don't want to see him separate from the Judgment Day, but I also do, because I feel like once he wins the AAA Mega Championship, he can drop them like a sack of potatoes. Like, hey, you guys ain't shit. I got 2 championships. You guys are holding me back. Peace. But then we wouldn't get the whole live thing if that happens. So that's the other thing on my mind that I want to happen. That if he breaks away, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I dating back to, you know, even us talking with Court, like, I feel like Dom will forever be in a group. Like, I as over as Dom is, I just don't see him doing it on his own yet, and him fitting into these, you know, into the Judgment Day and wherever, it just works for him. You know, having a woman by his side that will protect him and vice versa, it works for Dom. So I don't know. It'll be weird when the day comes that Dominic Mysterio is just truly by himself with no friends around. That'll be interesting.
Do you think his wife's relieved that he doesn't have a love interest right now? He's
I
not
mean,
macking on some women right now at his job.
I mean, technically he does. She's just not around.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing the Eskimo kisses and all that whatnot. She's a true pros pro, man. Like it's TV. I know what it is. It is what it is. So props to her.
Yeah,
But
seriously.
yeah, Dominic Mysterio once again for AAA Mega Champion. Let's go.
Yes.
Put the strap on him.
Yes. And so NXT Homecoming. That's really literally a homecoming. Mm-hmm. I mean, look who we got coming back. Carmelo Hayes, Stephanie Valkyrie, Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, DIY. Who else?
Tyler Breeze.
Like, it's really a homecoming. I'm actually excited. Like, I didn't expect it to actually be a homecoming-esque show, even though it's called Homecoming. I don't know what I expected it to be, but it's shaping up to be a fun show. I can't wait for next week. I mean, Ethan Page, Tyler Breeze for the, North American Championship. I'm sold.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze, I felt bad for because I feel like a lot of people there didn't know who he was. Like his music hit, and there was an underwhelming reaction to Tyler Breeze, and he's been backstage. I know he works with the crew and everything, so I thought it was awesome to see him back. Like it just brought me back to him and Fandango. Like just loved it all. Love that he just came in, took his selfie stick, took a little video with Ethan Page laying there on the ground. Probably a one-off for Tyler Breeze, if we're being honest. But yeah, just the end of the show was a ton of fun. Just seeing women's champion after women's champion after women's champion come out. I think we might see the end of Fatal Influence next Tuesday. I think they're gonna just have enough of JC Jane's shit, and they're gonna leave her in the ring alone with Tiffany Stratton, Stephanie Valkyrie, and Rhea Ripley, and they're just gonna go to town and just finisher after finisher after finisher. I think that's how it ultimately ends up. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it too. And I can't wait to see how Joe Hendry appears, because every single week they keep topping themselves, and I love it. And I pop every single goddamn time.
Joe Hendry's not going to save you now. Say his name. Oh man, he's an NXT superstar now. It doesn't even matter. He's not 14 anymore. He is literally an NXT superstar. Yeah, I think you just looked into a crystal ball and saw the future for how that match is going to end. So you heard it here first. Justin just called how that 6-woman tag match is going to happen. And I love that they're also having the Grayson Waller effect with Oba Femi and Ricky Saints. I can't wait for that collision. I'm very excited. Sorry, Ricky, Oba's going to put you down, but at least it'll be entertaining as hell.
We were talking off air. Let's talk about Whoop That Trick, Carmelo Hayes, and you have DIY. So let's talk about Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, because you and I both thought that promo was a little weird from Carmelo Hayes in the beginning, because he was going after Trick too, like respect these guys. Because on SmackDown, you have Carmelo trying to get something across to Nick Aldis, and the Miz keeps interjecting himself, right? So if you're aligned with the Miz, you're a heel. But then you come out on NXT and you're telling Trick Williams to take his heels off at the door and respect the OGs, and to just shut up while the OGs are talking. It's kind of like, whoa, what the hell's going on here? And then you have DIY insert themselves, and then they kind of get on the same page. But how'd you feel about that whole promo?
I think the whole thing's weird. And as you mentioned, right, Carmelo Hayes, a heel, coming out to be a little bit of a face at first, but then also you have DIY, who are heels on SmackDown, to come to NXT that are faces. I think the whole ordeal is a little strange, but when Carmelo first came out, I was so confused, because Trick's like, I got someone to have my back. So obviously he spoke to to Carmelo before that, but then Carmelo like talks shit on him and then like gets on the same page. It was just, I feel like the writing for that segment wasn't the greatest. I feel like they were trying to save face on how Trick and Carmelo last left off in NXT, but it just didn't work. They should have just had Carmelo come out, be like, yo, we don't see eye to eye. I know that, but let's show these fools, our era. Because Carmelo called himself an OG. He wasn't the OG that DII was. He was, I feel like he's more modern than OG. So they could have just came up like, yeah, let's show these OGs, who the best tag team was in NXT. I think it could have been as simple as that.
You don't think that they're going to end up teasing Trick versus Carmelo on Tuesday, do you? Like, do you think you're going to just see like them disagree and then we lead into a match between those two?
No.
Yeah, I don't think
no,
so.
I think they have an idea for Melo for SmackDown. So I don't think they'll keep him way past. I mean, I don't think they'll keep him past Homecoming.
Yeah. Hey, we'll see. But with that said, it's been a pleasure to all 300 of you that are currently watching us live. We have to go prep for tomorrow. But in reality, I got to go help my wife with the baby. But yeah, I cannot wait for tomorrow night. We have our interview with The Righteous. We are recording it. It'll be live most likely on Friday. If you are a Bodyslam Patreon subscriber, look at the link below. If you are watching us currently, patreon.com/C/BodySlamPWN. You will hear it first. You'll hear The Righteous interview first on Friday. I don't know what time it's going to drop. I'll talk to Fog. But yeah, I cannot wait for tomorrow. Like it says, exclusive breaking interviews, news, and podcasts and more. And that's what we are. We're going to have you'll hear it first if you just $5 a month. It'll be well worth it. We have the Matt Tremont interview coming up next week. So as the breaking news is churning out, we're also trying to churn out the interviews for all of you. So we thank you once again. Let's ring the bell, because this podcast is over. We will see you all on Sunday. I am not working this Sunday, so we will be back Sunday for the quick count, and we're definitely going to talk about the Righteous interviews. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. Until Sunday, enjoy the rest of your week, and we will catch you all on the next one.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.